Boys, girls, fellow traders. Hello, Top One Trader. I'm back to you guys, and I've got another banger right here. As you can read from the title, I'm about to teach you guys how to scale up to 50K months. Now, as you can see on this mirror board, copyrights go to AB Trades. He made this, not the mirror per se, but he made this diagram and I definitely wanted to share it out with you guys. So props to him. Go check him out. Great trader. Also 19, fire. Gave him his rights, copyright. He didn't technically copyright the board, but I did it for him. Type, respect and all that. Definitely check him out. And here's that. So let's get right into it. So we've got the blueprint. How to scale up to your 50K months. And a lot of traders have this issue. It's very hard to have that profitable, make consistent money over time, but there's an easy system as to how you guys can do this. So first things first, right? We're going to be focused on only 3 accounts. At the beginning of the plan, it's only 2 accounts, but this whole blueprint relies on 3 specific accounts, right? So those 3 accounts are going to be Alpha Futures, My Fund Futures, and Top Step. So those are the 3 platforms that we're going to be focused on, right? Nothing more, nothing less. Alpha Futures, great platform. My Fund Futures, great platform. The reason why we are focusing on these 2 platforms, these 2 prop firms, is because they allow you to pass at the beginning of the stage. Their zero plan and core plan allows you to pass the eval with 1 trade, meaning there is no consistency on the eval. You're not gonna spend time wasting time on evals. It's the quickest way to get through it, make your money, get your first payout, and just keep rinsing and repeating. The hardest part is always getting that first payout. After you get the first payout, everything becomes easier. So let's get right into it. So first things first, we're going to start on the Alpha Future side, and then we're going to My Funded Future side. Currently, if you guys are watching my videos, I am going to be doing the My Funded Future side first. That's my priority right now. I'm in an eval for My Funded Futures. I do have a funded Alpha Futures right now, personally, that I'm trading very slowly, just to have like a small income on the side, to have that separate from my scalability plan, because this scalability plan is really strong. So you guys are gonna see it. So let's start with Alpha Futures, then we're gonna hop over to the My Fund. So let's say you choose Alpha Futures, right? You have a max allocation of 3 accounts, meaning you can only trade 3 Alpha Futures accounts. I believe the zero plan is only 50K accounts. I could be wrong, but I believe zero plan is only 50 accounts, so meaning you can only have 3 50K accounts. So that's usually $99, but right now it's on discount for $89. Definitely you can use AB Trades code as well. You can use the code they provide on Alpha Futures. I haven't done affiliation as well. That's why I'm promoting AB Trade as his code to use as well. So definitely you can check that out. One day, there's no activation fee. That's the important part. It's not like Top Step. You're not spending $200 to get a 50K account to activate until you're funded, because then it hurts more. Evaluation, you're spending no more than $90, no more than $100, right? Yeah, no, and then you have a $1,500 payout cap, meaning that your max payout is 1,500. When you're funded, you have 40% because of zero. So like I said, you don't have consistency when you're on the eval, but you have consistency when you are funded. You need to, yeah, your greatest day cannot be more than 40% of whatever you make, right? So 1,500, if you're going for the max payout, one day cannot be above 750. You have to have like, or it can be above like 740, something like that, 740, 730, something like that. So boom, and you just need 5 winning days of $200, and you get a 90% profit split. Pretty cool, pretty simple, right? So boom, now you've gotten your zero plan. You've burned through the eval. You full port that eval quick. Now it's important to keep in mind that you should have another income source while starting off with this. Shouldn't be something you're just gambling, right? You come in with a strategy. You're not just clicking buy or sell. You have a strategy that you have back tested for months, right? And then after seeing that back testing, you know your strategy works, or grab a strategy off YouTube and backtest and practice it yourself. And then if you see the strategy works, use it and then properly manage it, right? Now I will say for the evals, don't waste time. That's what a lot of traders do. They waste time on the evaluations, risk more When you're on the funded, you risk less. You de-risk. On the evaluation, if I have a 50K account, I'm on the evaluation. I'm risking $500. I'm risking $750. I'm not risking 1,000. Obviously, 1,000 I believe is the daily loss limit for the zero plan. But let me say it might be 1,000 or 1,200. But I'm risking 500. I'm risking 750 on the eval on an A plus setup that I am bound to sure would work. If you look at my previous recap, I risked $500. I made 1,200. That's a little over 2 RR. That's how you're supposed to trade your evals. You can pass it one day, or you can pass it in two. You don't have a consistency rule. You make your money. You do what you got to do. Boom, boom, 90% profit split. Nothing crazy. Now you've gotten your first payout from the zero plan, right? You've passed the eval in about 2 days minimum, right? Or 1 day minimum, 2 days. You should be looking to pass in 2 days. Obviously, that's my plan. Trying to make 50% here, 50% there. Pass in 2 days, cool. You've activated your account for nothing. Now you're in the funded stage. You trade, right? You de-risk. You can risk 250. I risk 500 no matter what because it keeps my psychology sane. I don't want to be like, I don't want to have a pussy psychology when I'm changing up. That's what prevents a lot of payouts. And that's what prevented a lot of payouts for me as well. It's just like I wasn't aggressive. Once I got into the funded stage, my mentality changed. And don't do that. That's the best way to fuck yourself up. Just trade normally. Eval over trade. Funded, not over trade. Eval over risk. Funded risk just enough. Be smart with your risk management, which I will drop another video about risk management so you guys can understand. But don't be pussy. If you know your strategy works, play your strategy out. You can have losing streaks, you can blow the account, it happens. But if you know how your strategy works, then you blowing the account should not matter to you. It sucks, but it shouldn't matter to you. Now you got your first payout of 1,500, right? Assuming you go for the max payout, which I would advise you do that. Go for the max payout, you have 1,500. You're going to use that 1,500 to now go for the scaling plan on Alpha Futures. Alpha Futures has a scaling plan where you can buy a 50K account, right? And then I believe the max payout is 4,000. I want to say might be less actually. I might be wrong. But you go for the max payout. No, I think it might be the same thing as 1,500. It might be also 1,500. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, you get a scaling plan. You get the max payout of that 50K, and then you go and reinvest into 2 or 3 more scaling plan accounts, right? So now this trickled. This all started from your zero plan. You have your zero plan. Use that payout to funnel your scaling plan. Your scaling plan, you use that payout to then funnel 2 or 3 more accounts in which you're able to copy trade all on Project X. That's what makes Project X way better than Tradeovate. I'm trading Tradeovate on my fund of futures because my fund of futures does not have Project X. But Alpha Futures, I'm using Project X. Project X allows you to A, have better risk management. You can lock yourself out. And B, copy trading is seamless. It's all through. It's smooth. There's no like extra complicated shit about that. So you invest in 2 or 3, you buy 2 or 3 more evals, you pass that same way you pass the zero plan, same way you pass the scaling plan on your eval. Do what you gotta do, copy trade all of them. You go for the max payout. This gets you about $4,000. Boom. Now you've done all of that just from one zero plan payout. You've gotten your $4,000, right? Cool. Now you've gotten $4,000. There's 2 ways to go about the next step, right? You've gotten $4,000 in the span of 4 accounts. If you follow this plan perfectly, you didn't blow a single account. You've had 4 accounts, right? You've gone through four accounts, right? You're technically the account you had on the zero plan doesn't even matter. You could have taken that payout and blown it. Who cares? Now you got 3 more from the scaling plan. You still get $4,000 regardless. There's 2 ways to go about this, right? You can A, go to the advanced plan, or B, continue scaling up to 10K or 25K plus months. Now, what I mean by that is that you take the scaling plan and you go straight to top step, or you take the advanced plan and then go to top step. Let me explain. So let's say we take the scaling plan. You want to scale up to 10K months, 25K months, right? Top step has a max allocation of 5 accounts, meaning you can copy trade 5 accounts all at the same time. That is actually the highest allocation, higher allocation than Alpha Futures, obviously. And so you want to get either the 50K or the 150K. You never want to get the 100K. 100K like is so random, doesn't matter. there's just no point in taking the 100K, right? 2 days minimum because they have a 50% consistency rule as well. 2 day minimum pass, right? It's a $150 activation fee, but it's across all the accounts as well. So it's all the same. It's not like the 150K has a higher activation fee. It's $150, right? You have $5,000 payout cap. You can one account can make $5,000. TopStep is a very reliable prop firm. I've never heard of a single problem coming from TopStep. TopStep has been in the game for a minute. They're the OGs. You can never go wrong with TopStep. If you get denied a payout 9 times out of 10, 95 times out of 100, in fact, you're probably like you just probably just broke a rule or you like did something that they didn't ask you to do. So $5,000 payout cap, 50% consistency rule on the eval, but there's no consistency on the funded. So if you get past the eval and you pay for your accounts and you get your funded account, you don't have a consistency rule when you are funded. You just need 5 winning days of $150. And you get a 90% profit split with $5,000 payout cap. Can't get any easier than that, especially if you have a strategy. This all starts with a reliable strategy with good risk management. So, yeah. So, like I said, 50K payout cap, 50%, and you have a 90% profit split. You literally keep majority of your money. Literally nothing more you can ask for, right? So let's assume you get the 50K because 50K is the most common, and then I'm gonna go over, let's say you get the 150K. You get the 50K, you go on the 50K scaling plan, meaning you get five 50K accounts. You copy trade all the 50K. Now this means it's like 2 3 months in of your process, you're profitable. You're already making money. So now you have a routine, you have a system. There's nothing changing. You're not just doing shit. You're not just throwing out money. 50K scaling plan, you buy five of those 50K accounts. Copy trade all of them and you get a balance of $4,000. When you get a balance of $4,000, you then request 2,000 on all of them. Why? You want to have a buffer of $2,000. Your minimum drawdown is 2,000. Your scaling plan accounts, you don't want to blow. The zero plan, the core plan, nobody cares about. That is just meant for you to quickly pass to get that first payout to spiral in your system. 50K scaling plan, just purchase five 50K accounts. You copy trade all of them. You get a bounce of 4,000 on all of them. You can pull out 2,000. So now you've just made your first 10K. 9,000 obviously after profit split, but you've technically made your first 10K through the 50K scaling plan. Five accounts that it's essentially trading one account. You don't even have to think about it as five accounts. You're trading one account that's just netting you the same profit. You build it to 4,000, you take it out. Another method is the 150K. Like I said, you get five of those 150K, which is crazy. I hope to get to that level where in which I can start trading the 150Ks. The 50Ks are just easier for me, psychology wise. Like I feel like I don't have to do too much, all of that good shit. Buy five of those, you copy trade all of them. You get your balance to 10,000. Why? You need a $5,000 buffer, right? Get a $5,000 buffer. Request 5,000 on five accounts. You have made your first 25K. $25,000 a month. And that's assuming that is the only payout you get that month. Nothing is stopping you. Technically, there are 20 trading days in a month, aside from holidays. There are 20 trading days. Assuming if you're a perfect trader, you get four payouts. Minimum, you can get one payout in that month. Meaning you can make your first 25K, 22.5 after profit splits. As you can see, right? Obviously, it sounds like I'm oversimplifying it. This psychology as well. It's having a good strategy. There's risk management. There's other things that play a role in it. But if you can get down those ideas and get your mind in the right headspace and treat this more like a business and a job than treating it like a personal hobby, it'll become 10 times easier. And then, obviously, when copy trading, use TradeSyncer, right? If you don't have Project X, you can copy trade all of these accounts with TradeSyncer. You can copy trade your Top Step accounts, your Alpha Futures account, your MyFutures, just all these different platforms. You copy trade them all at the same time using TradeSyncer. And now you've just made your first 10K month. You've just made your first 25K month, scaling up just like that, right? I definitely anticipate that the 10K is going to be quicker to get because using a 50K account. And I like the 25K is going to be a little bit harder with the 50K account. You would obviously have to do that with 150K. All the all the good stuff and whatnot. It's definitely not impossible. Now, like I said, right, there's the other option of the advanced plan where you don't go the top step way. This is very interesting, right? Meaning you could have immediately went straight to the advanced plan after the scaling plan, or you could go to the advanced plan after you made your first 10K on the 50K scaling plan in Top Step. So yeah, so you've got that right. Cool. Like I said, the advanced plan. So let's assume we started from the scaling plan, and then we're gonna assume we started from the top step plan. We're gonna assume you started from the scaling plan on alpha, and then we're gonna assume that we're starting from the scaling plan from top step. So now scaling plan on alpha, you've made $4,000, and you're reinvested in what two accounts, two three accounts. You go for the max payout on all of them. You make about $4,000. Let's say you do that. You go buy the advanced plan accounts, right? You can buy a 50K account or a 150K account. They have an activation fee like Top Step, 139 eval, 150 activation fee. Now, it's to each their own. However way you want to go about this process. I definitely plan on scaling into Top Step, then scaling into the advanced plan. And the reason why I say that is because the 50Ks the evals are cheaper than the advanced plans on Alpha. I will say that. That's an important thing to note if you're thinking about cost and cost efficiency and like the amount your expenses versus how much you are making per month. I would say Top Step is the more efficient way, but advanced plan is also another option. So you have a $15,000 payout cap. That's why it's that expensive. You can get a payout of 15,000. I don't know anybody that's actually gotten denied the $15,000 when they've actually made it. They've actually made the 15,000. You have a 2-day minimum pass. It's also 50% because it's CCC as well with a $150 activation fee. You can probably use a code to make the evals cheaper. Obviously, there's no contract limits, meaning you can use 5 minis. If you wanted to trade 5 minis, if you wanted to make whatever amount of money, however, you can use 5 minis or 15 micros, right? And then to get a payout, you just need 5 winning days of $200, 90% browser split. So it's honestly a great plan. It equates to its cost as well, so it's not crazy. It's not the end of the world. But if you're being cost efficient, I wouldn't advise going here. This advanced plan definitely would make more sense after coming out of Top Step, right? Use the scaling plan, you get into Top Step, you're trading Top Step for a while, you've now made your money, you then jump into the advanced plan. At least my plan wouldn't be go advanced plan into Top Step only because advanced plan is going to burn a lot of money and I want to anticipate I blow evals. You know what I mean? So yeah. Then after you go into the advanced plan, you make all that money, $15,000, go back into the scaling plan, rinse and repeat. Copy trade 350K or 150K accounts, you build your balance to about 10K, request 5K. Now you have made 15K across three different accounts, right? After profit split, 13.5K on the account. And then obviously, like I said, assuming you went scaling plan, advanced plan, scaling plan, you would then go jump into Top Step as well. All right. My apologies. Had to get something. Quick intermission and all that. But you guys aren't going to see it. It was cut. Whatever. Cool. Advanced plan, scaling plan. Boom. You've just made 13.5K. Now you funnel that into your Top Step account, as I have said. You rinse and repeat, right? I definitely wouldn't go that route, in my opinion. It's a bit techie, meaning, and when I say techie, there's less room for error if you go scaling plan, advanced plan. If you go scaling plan into Top Step, you have a chance to make a lot of money Top Step consistently, and then take that into your advanced plan. Cool. That's cool. Let's talk about the My Funded Futures side. This is the way I plan on going. Like I said, it's up to preference. I'm not gonna tell you one side's better than the other, but in my eyes, I prefer the My Funded Futures over the Alpha only because My Funded Futures is cheaper, right? The only problem with my funded futures is that it does have a consistency rule on the eval, so you cannot pass in one day. Correction if I said that at the beginning of the video that they both can pass in one day. Cannot pass in one day for my funded futures, and you have an 80% profit split, which makes sense as to why it's a little cheaper. Right now they did a Halloween discount as well. You can use my code, and that shit was like $60. So way cheaper. My funded futures is cool. The other problem with my funded futures that also makes it a little bit cheaper is because it also works with Tradeovate. So, and Tradeovate, there's mixed reviews about that. Tradeovate used to be the boss till they made Project X. Project X is killing it right now. So it's up to you as well. I didn't really care for Tradeovate because I use TradingView, so it doesn't really matter to me. But up to preference. Anyways, let's get right into it. So trading my funded futures, you have a max allocation of 5 accounts. You can get 5 accounts at the same time. You can get five 50K accounts of the core plan at the same exact time, meaning you're able to trade up to $250,000 of allocation. Not gonna speak too much of that, but let's assume you just get one account, right? You get one account. There's a payout cap of $1,000 to $3,000. The $3,000 upgrade is free. It is literally free. I'm not even trolling. I'm not trying to make this up. When you get the account and you want to add your payout cap to go to $3,000, it literally says free next to it, meaning you don't lose anything from changing from $1,000 payout cap to $3,000. So please pay attention when you were registering, when you were signing up for your account. Go for the $3,000 payout account. You have a 50% consistency rule with 5 winning days of $100 and an 80% profit split. Now, a lot of people suggesting when they suggest this prop firm plan, what they kind of tell you to do is I want you to take a payout as soon as you get it. So as soon as you get the opportunity, take the money out. Doesn't matter if you blow the account. For me, I want to take a payout as soon as I get the max payout. So this is what I mean. Meaning, I'm not gonna build a buffer of $2,000. I'm going to wait till I get the $3,000. Just get the payout of the $3,000, and if the account blows, it blows. All I need is that $3,000 liquid for my scaling plan for the next stage. That's my. I'm not advising you to do anything. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can just shoot the minute you make $500, you can take that profit split. The second you can wait till the 1,000, you can wait till the 3,000. I'm waiting till the 3,000 because it gives me more leverage to enter into the scaling plan instead of me starting a whole nother eval again. It doesn't, time wise, doesn't make any sense. I'm not in any rush. So you jump into the scaling plan, which my funded futures also has a scaling plan under, not the core plan, scaling plan. You then get one 50K account. You have just now gotten a max payout of $3,000. You don't have to, right? Because you get 150K account from the scaling plan and just, you know, get that from like a $500 payout, right? But sorry, my light literally just died, but it's cool. Doesn't matter, right? Lights back on. Great. So, as I was saying, right? Scaling plan, cool. You can get the minimum payout. You can, right? You can get the minimum payout and pay for the scaling plan. The reason why I'm going for $3,000, you're gonna see my psych story. I'm gonna talk about where I am as a college student. Not saying the money's important, but I know I can hit the $3,000 goal. And B, it gives me more leverage. The scaling plan, purchase 150K account, go for max payout, reinvest into 2 to 3, or the max 5 accounts. You copy trade all of them on Tradeovate and go for the max payout on all of them. You can make about $4,000 max payout on all of them. Now, mind you, the scaling plan, I believe the max profit or max payout target, I believe has to also be $1,000 as well. I might be wrong because looking at the net U 4,000, that might be wrong. I might have to fix that. If you have 5 accounts and the scaling plans, minimum payout might be 1,500 or $1,000. Probably can make a little over 5,000. But do the math, get your calculators out, do what you have to do. You're making 4,000 or more. You're making 4,000 minimum, regardless. The reason why I said now, I'm gonna go back to the $3,000 payout cap for the core plan. The reason why I said that, and the reason why that's important to me, is because I don't have to get one 50K account and go for max payout. I can get all 5 and go for max payout. Do you see where I'm getting at? If I get the max payout in the core plan, yes, the scaling plan, like it's about what you want. Speed wise, they're all the same speed. You still have to you take a little bit more time to get to the fucking $3,000 payout cap, or you don't take the same amount of time. There's no consistency rule. You can reach $1,000, you can reach 1,000. Whenever you have the opportunity to make money, take your payout whenever you see the opportunity. That's simply put. Copy trade all of them. Now this is where you come back to the bridge that I told you. This bridge right here, when you're in between going for either the pro plan or the advanced plan, or you scale to a 10 to 25K month using Top Step. Let's go through the Top Step route one more time. You have the max payout of about $4,000. You get the max allocation of 5 accounts of Top Step. Now, I want you to keep in mind, you're probably asking, where's the scaling plan accounts? They're blown. The reason why they're blown is because as soon as you have made your money, you pull the money out. You're not worried about a draw. You're not worried about buffer. It's going to enter drawdown because you don't have enough money to take a trade. You're going to enter trade, you're going to lose money instantly, and then boom, you cannot enter the trade anymore. So it's blown. So as soon as you make your money, you take it out, whatever. You're done with my fund of futures for now. You jump into Top Step. You have a 5 account allocation. You go and get either 50K or 150K, like I said, same thing as before. 50%. You pay the activation fee. You have $5,000 cap. You make the same money yet again. If this is your second time around doing this cycle all over again, go to 150K account. If this is your first time, go to 50K account. Whatever your site can handle. If you're trying to cycle faster, 150K makes you 25, right? If you're this is your first year in trading, go for the 50K. Don't overcomplicate it. Take your first profit. Your goal is to make your first 50K. So now you go through the 50K account, right? And this is through the pro plan, right? Assuming you've done this, right? You also take this 50K, right? And this is not through the pro plan. This is assuming you went straight through Top Step, right? You then go buy a pro plan account. So let's go through the pro plan account just to give you an idea of how this works. 50K, 150K account, $227, $477. Expensive. It's not really much to say about that. 50% consistency rule, but you have a flipping $100,000 payout cap for life with no activation fee. Meaning, if you were to pay $50,000, if you were to pay $227 for a $50,000 account and pass within your 2 days or within whatever days you take, you get a payout every 2 weeks or every 14 days. Every 14 days. There's no consistency rule. You just get a payout every 14 days, like a job. And you have a payout cap of $100,000, meaning whatever you make in those 14 days is yours. $227 does not sound like a bad deal. Some of you guys don't even risk $200. Some of you guys risk $500 on your trades. $227 for one pro plan account. Use that payout wherever you decide to aim to pay for, whatever number you decide to reach in your head. You go back to the scaling plan, and then you jump right into the 150K or the Top Step plan. 50K doesn't matter. I would say jump into the 150 once you've gotten your pro plan. If you've gotten the pro plan, I assume you're a pro, like you're good at trading. You're consistent. You have a system. Jump into the 150K. Right? You've already netted about 25K with the scaling plan, and the pro plan has already made you so much money. And it's a cycle, as you can see in this flow chart. It just keeps going in a circle. And this circle, after you've done this first part, this is the grunt work. The zero plan and the core plan, that's the intro. That's what gets you into. It's this box that does the work right here. This is what makes you your first 10K, 25K, 50K month once you've gotten through. Right now, this is where I'm at. I am at the core plan, passing the eval. I am at roughly step 1. I have a core plan account and I'm passing the eval. I have a funded zero plan account, and so when I get a payout, I'm going to get the alpha futures. I'm going to get the, what do you call it? The scaling account on alpha. When I get a payout on my funded futures eval, I'm going to get a scaling plan on my funded futures account. And then you just cycle this, and I'm going to jump right into Top Step, cycle this. And this has been proven. You can go watch AB Trades, you can watch Nasdaq, all these different people, they've done it. That means you can as well. Get a strategy that works. Rinse, repeat. Don't tilt. If you think about this in a bigger picture, if you think about the bigger picture, you're not going to worry about losing one trade. I have lost a trade and I'm like, bigger picture, I know what I'm aiming for. In fact, I have lost $15,000 this semester, this quarter, in one night, and it wasn't even my fault. I need to think about how much psychology that takes for a person. You're going to lose a trade, and that happens. That's what happens. That's the type of obstacles you're going to face. But it's about how you come back stronger. Have a side job, have a side hustle that can pay for an account. Buy one account, trade your strategy, don't tilt. Price action today was beautiful. If you see my trade recap, it was beautiful. I was able to make enough money to be content today. I didn't overtrade. I made exactly because this is why it's important why I say don't make a crazy amount of money in one day because then you're gonna be on that high. When you lose, you're gonna be so confused. I made 250 on my funded account. I definitely could have made 500. I could have made 1,000 on that funded account, but I made 250 because I knew I want to get used to just making 250. So that on a day in which I make $100, I'm not tweaking to go and make 500 or 1,000. I have a funded account. The eval I made 1.2k. Some people are passing in a day. Some people are passing in 2 days as well. 1,500, 1,500. I'm not doing. I don't care. As long as I made money in 10 minutes. Some people have to work. You have to work 9 to 5 3 times to make that same amount of money. That's how you should think. So this is honestly, this is the flow chart right here. Definitely take a screenshot. Like I said, AB trades, right? Great, great person, great trader. Take this. He's 19 as well. He's young. He's younger than me. I'm 20. He's 19. Take this and invest in it. When you want to copy trade, use TradeSyncer. When you have multiple prop firms now, not only Project X, right? You have Trade prop firms and Project X platforms. Use TradeSyncer. Trade all of them together, and you can get to your 50K a month in 6 months, in a half a year. If you do it properly, it is plausible to get this in 6 months. It is what, November? You can get this by April. It is possible. It's not the craziest thing to do. So I hope you guys understood. I hope you guys enjoyed. Invest. Take your time trading. You know what to do now. You have a plan. Stick to the plan. Stick to your strategy. Do what you have to do. And y'all gonna be good. I'll catch y'all in the next one.